What up? This is Robert Horry.
Or three-pointer. Buries it!
You might know me as Big Shot Bob.
To Horry for three. Oh, unbelievable. This guy is off the charts.
What's going on, Big Shot Bob?
Robert Horry from downtown.
I know what's going on, Big Shot Bob. It's the Shoot Around, episode 108. This is our Friday bonus show. If you ever have a question for us, we are at Big Shot Bob Pod and pretty much everywhere. Big Shot Bob Pod at Gmail, Instagram, X, all that stuff. A friendly reminder, again, here at the end of the week, I'm just going to remind everybody, we are off next week. There will not be a show next week because I will be intoxicated on a cruise ship.
There you go.
So just letting everybody know, again, up front, not to blow them up my Twitter account when there is no show next Tuesday. Taking a week off, catch our breath, and we'll be back again in 2 weeks. I'm going to start with a question from David, who wants Robert Horry. What is it going to take for the Lakers to keep Austin Reaves? And this, that's really what it is, because here's the story this week about it. Last season, the Lakers locked him up for just $13.9 million. Next summer, he's expected to decline his player option, hit free agency. Do you think they're going to lock him up as Luka's number 2, or do you think they're just going to see what happens here?
If the Lakers were smart, they would do a sign and trade.
Okay.
And the reason I say that is because when you have a team with two players who are pretty much the same, meaning Luka and AR, and I'm not saying they have the same skill set. They play the same position. They pretty much do the same thing. It's a wash. And this is me being GM, being smart. I know, and don't get me wrong, I love AR and I think he can play, but you don't need two of the same players. You think about the NBA is all about a fit. You look at all the great teams, they all have something different. There's no Jokers, there's no two Giannis's, there's no two Shea Gildreds. Even you look at what Miami did, LeBron and that big three, all three, look at, what the Lakers did and what that team in green did, they're all different.
Team in green.
And you can't, and it's just natural now. You get rid of him. You love him. But from a business standpoint and from a winning standpoint, and if you can get something great for him, you deal it.
I like it. Harp, you think they should try to keep him? Or do you think they go with Rob's option?
Not at that number.
Okay.
Because I have no problem with him demanding that number because of where the league and the salary cap and things are going.
That's just it.
Which,
yeah.
when you think about it, where the salary cap is and where a lot of guys getting paid, what is it? He could be getting, 30-some-odd million?
He's going to be upwards of 30 plus, yeah.
Which ain't, that's probably where a guy like him should be for where we are. It's just whether or not that team is willing to pay it based off what else they're looking for. And do I see you as the number 2 guy to Luka Doncic to where I want to pay you that amount of money? And I don't think the Lakers see him that way. Now, that doesn't mean some team out there won't.
Yeah,
because you can go somewhere else and get it. And I like AR. I like what he's done. I like how he's grown as a player. But I just don't think the Lakers can strap up that amount of money into him over the time that he wants, knowing how you may have to kind of move things around during this Luka tenure.
Okay.
The Lakers want to have level flexibility.
Let me ask both of you, and I don't know if this is true or false, or I'm talking out of my ass. How much of this scenario in any direction has to do with how he plays this season? Nothing at all? Or maybe? Like if he doesn't have a year and he just struggles like hell this year, and the Lakers come back and go, look, we want you here, but we want you here at this number. And because of the year you had, I don't think you're going to demand the number you originally were hoping for. Or is it just kind of a foregone conclusion and it really doesn't matter?
Well, I just think because, with his play of years past, I don't think, I think teams were like, oh, that was just a fluke. Because he's playing with Luka. Luka took all the shots, playing with LeBron trying to, if it's his last year, he was, trying to go out with a blast. I think people will give him a pass, and he will still demand that much money on the market. Mm-hmm. So I don't think he has anything to worry about, even if he has a bad year. Because of the history and the way he's played, and they think of it, it was just a bad year, he'll be all right.
Okay.
And I think even if he has a good year, I think what happens is the Lakers probably try to trade him at the deadline.
And get something for him.
Yeah, I think the better year he's having, because it's really, I don't want to say an audition, but it is kind of a continuous audition for him for other franchises. And to show them, hey, if I'm not going to be a Laker, this is what I could possibly be for another team. So the Lakers look at it like, hopefully he plays his best because that ups his trade value.
True.
So I just don't think I think the Lakers would love to have him. I just don't think they would want to have him at that potential number.
Here's the question: do you trade him at deadline, or you hope that you can do a sign and trade with him in the summertime?
Well, yeah, I think you hope you can do a sign and trade with him in the summertime. But if there's an offer that comes along at the deadline where you're looking at it like,
but here's the thing: you can't really trade him at the deadline for a player of his quality because the monies have to match.
Yeah,
what money
yeah,
player out
yeah.
there. So to me, I'm like, yo.
Well, what is he making? What's he making this season upcoming?
Good question. Last season he made 13.9.
Oh,
he's making like
So he's probably making somewhere in that, I would imagine, the same ballpark.
that ain't hard to match.
But no.
Oh, you're talking
but you're
about
not
equal
gonna
value.
get something worthy of
Oh,
him.
okay. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you have to wait. You got to rock with him all year.
Yeah.
And because think about it. They say you're gonna make $30 million. Who's out there that's really? There's a lot of great players out there at $30 million.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's like, yo, AD, you want to come back to LA?
They may hold on to him and do a sign and trade.
Okay, so he's going to be going into the fourth year of a $53.8 million contract. So, yeah, about the same money.
Yeah.
I mean, realistically, you're looking about the same money.
Yeah.
So, okay. Well, we'll see how it shakes out.
Yeah, I do think this is his last season in a Laker jersey, though.
Question from Jeff. For anybody on the show that wants to answer it, we're going to obviously defer to Robert Horry. You get to be general manager for a day. And your free agent board looks like this, with 3 guys that are still floating out there. Russell Westbrook, Ben Simmons, Pat Bev. One brings star power, the other's an ultimate gamble, and the last one's pure grit. Who do you want to add to your team if you're the GM for a day?
See, that's a trick question.
Why?
Because who am I? What team am I? You know what I mean?
It just said if you're a GM for a day, who do you want?
Yeah.
That's all it said. So, all right.
Out of that whole group.
I mean, obviously, if you're the Lakers,
Westbrook.
you're not picking Brody because you've been down that road, right?
Yeah. But if I'm just let's say we were Orlando.
Okay, there you go. The Magic. That's a great team.
I'm taking Westbrook.
Okay.
Just because Patrick Bev has been out of the league for a year. He's out of sight, out of mind. We don't know what he did. Ben Simmons, I don't know you because we have Bonchero, and so Westbrook is my next best option.
Yeah, I mean, I think this is. I don't think this is a fair question for the simple fact that you're looking at the other 2 guys, and no disrespect. Well, Ben Simmons is about to be out the league.
I could never, in good faith, pick Ben Simmons in this situation, and it's not because of his talent, just because he has not done a goddamn thing in the last 3 or 4 years.
So I think by default it's Russell Westbrook.
See, I like Pat Bev. I like.
Another guy that's not in the league anymore.
Right, but I like the veteran leadership. I like the grit. I like the attitude. You know what I mean? And it's not that I don't think that, because I still think he's got some game in him for sure. I think he's got game in him, but I don't know. I feel like
last year.
I think he played overseas, didn't he?
It was overseas.
He played overseas, but I don't know, man.
Did he get tossed out of a game overseas or something?
I'm
he might have. He probably did. He probably looked at some big German and just kind of gave him a little.
What's up, motherfuckers?
And then that was it.
Yeah.
I don't. I've always liked Pat Bev's attitude, and I like guys like that on the floor. And sometimes it's not necessarily about what you're going to get from a guy, points wise or minutes wise. Sometimes it's about having a little bit of veteran leadership and guys that are willing to be a little tough with the youngins. Some of these youngsters need a little thicker skin when it comes to playing in this game.
Yeah.
And I don't think it's bad to have a guy like Pat Bev going out there and going, hey, you need to talk some shit. You need to take a few elbows. You need to hit a few people in the mouth sometimes, and that's okay. So, I'm going to go Pat Bev in that situation. There's another question here. Paolo or Mobley? If you're starting a franchise today, who do you want to build around? And here's the difference maker here. Obviously, Paolo brings a lot of offense. He scores 26 points a game. Can carry a team on his back. Mobley, on the other hand, he's kind of that rare defensive anchor. He impacts a game without really needing the ball, and he's just 23. He's already won a Defensive Player of the Year. So it's really offense versus defense, right? Who do you want to build around if you're putting a team together? You want to build around Paolo or you want to build around Mobley?
I think I'm going to build around Paolo.
Okay.
The thing about Paolo is, he's not what Mobley is defensively. However, at 6'10", 250 plus pounds. He's not a bad defender. And the level in which he scores, as young as he still is, he scores well and he's getting better. I think I'm going to lean more towards Paolo, but Mobley ain't a bad player to build around.
No, not at all. That's why it's a tough question.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to take Paolo, especially in the league today.
Okay. Rob?
Yeah, this is easy for me. I'm taking Mobley.
Oh, wow, okay.
The thing about, because Paolo, I don't like guys, and don't get me wrong, I don't like guys who have to take 50 shots to score 25 points.
You know,
And if you watch his game, he takes a lot of bad shots. Go ahead.
this is going to hurt me to say, and I'm
Oh no.
no, Jesus Christ, Lord.
He's praying. What happened?
And it's not me saying this. It's
Oh,
not
no, it
Yes,
sure
it
is,
is.
though. It sure is.
No,
It's
it's
come out your
people.
mouth.
It's the people speaking through me because I don't like this, and this is what they gonna say, and I hate it. Some people said Kobe did the same thing.
No, he didn't. I played with the guy. No, he didn't.
But that's all I wanted you to say.
But
That
here's the
ain't
thing
me
is-
saying it.
Yeah, but and that's the thing is, Kobe was the type of player where, let's just say, he has two options, Jenners or me, and I'm not on the floor. So a great shot for Jenners is equivalent to a bad shot for Kobe. So
Yeah,
Kobe's going to
absolutely.
take that shot.
Okay.
Now, if it's me, a bad shot for Kobe is a good shot for me, so he's going to pass me the ball.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
Okay.
So it's a big difference. There's no slap at you, Jenners, but we just had to put it,
I just put that out there and I hate playing devil's advocate.
Yeah,
I do.
I want you to watch. I really watch. Paolo is a great player, and I watch him play, and he falls into this new era of basketball where all I want to do is just shoot, and I don't have to be accountable on the other end. And you think about what Mobley's able to do. He has two gunners at point guard and two guard. And he's still averaging 20 points. He's still Defensive Player of the Year.
Yeah.
So you can really fit more around him and be successful than you can fit around, because you had to be mindful of Paolo and say, okay, well, we can't have a guy that's going to be on the perimeter because that's in his way. We can't have a guy in the post because he likes to drive and do this. So in my mindset, it's easier to add pieces to Mobley than it would be Banchero.
I like that. I was kind of in the same vein of you can always add offense. Like, that's not at a premium anymore in this league. There are guys like Paolo that are built for offense. You can always find a guy, not necessarily as great as Paolo, that can do what he does, but you can find offensive pieces. Defensive pieces for me are always a lot harder to find. Because it's like you can get a guy with a lot of flash and some great game, but can't defend on the other side of the floor. Now, he's not a terrible defender by any shake, but like you said, Rob, I feel like Mobley's a great defensive anchor to go, okay, we're going to plant a flag right here, and we're going to work our way around. And I don't like that. Now, I don't think you can go wrong with either guy, honestly.
I'm gonna plant this flag, and it's gonna be a bad example, but I'm gonna show you. You think about how KCP was able to. He's not a great player, but he's a player that you have someone that's gonna look for him. How successful he was in Denver. Now you go over here to Orlando, where you got two guys that are really head down going to the basket, and him and Franz. He kind of suffered as far as his shooting and stuff like that, and that goes to show you. When you have certain niche players, you have to make those niche players better. And those two guys in Orlando even though it's a good team, they don't make the niche players better. So that's how I look at it.
We did have a sale of the Portland Trailblazers go down this week, kind of quietly. Paul Allen's estate formally agreed to sell the Trailblazers to a group led by Tom Dundon, who's the owner of the NHL's Carolina Hurricanes. Along with other investors, the deal is expected to close by the end of the 25-26 season, pending NBA approval, and the new ownership group intends to keep the team in Portland. Should they keep this team in Portland is the question.
That's a big fat yes for me.
Okay.
There's too much history with that team.
And that's what I was going to ask. At what point is there just too much tied to the history of a team to go, we're buying this team, we're going to move it?
They just got a new arena, and plus, I won't say a new arena. They just they revamped the arena, and plus, they 18,000 strong with a terrible team, and so I think when you still have people coming out and supporting you, and you're not that good, you don't move the team. You just try to get new ownership, new money, get new players in that joint, because it's not a bad place to play. You got a great coach in Chauncey. Just get you some players in and stop drafting all these little young players and thinking, we're gonna build around them. This ain't OKC. That happens once in a blue moon. Trade everything up out of there, get some vets in there, and go from there.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep him in Portland. Okay. That community loves that team.
I agree with both of you, but in the same breath, I wouldn't be heartbroken if they left Portland. I just wouldn't. I really wouldn't. I'd be like, okay.
Wouldn't,
I know I wouldn't because I'm not a Portland Trailblazers
right.
fan. Yeah, I get it. But it wouldn't rip my heart.
And because I think that was the same thing with, that's why Seattle's trying to get a team back.
But I loved the Sonics.
But that's just it.
The Sonics had so much flash and.
You're talking about history. That's a lot of history.
That's a lot of history.
Well, there's a lot of there's history in Portland too.
There is, but
maybe not as much.
I guess maybe it's recency bias.
I think it's equally. They both won championship with old players. And so.
Yeah.
And there's not that community is surrounded around it. It's kind of like
San Antonio.
In a sense, yeah. Like that's even when I went to San Antonio, everything was centered around the Spurs.
Yeah.
Everything was like that's the community.
Got.
That's what they got.
Yeah, that's what they got. Yeah, I get you. All right, it makes sense. It still wouldn't break my heart. All right. Last story of the shoot around this week, and thank you guys for sticking with us here on a Friday, was my favorite story from college football last weekend that we didn't have a chance to talk about on the Tuesday show or the Wednesday show. Diego Pavia, the quarterback for Vanderbilt. By the way, Vanderbilt strutting. Yeah. I mean, full on, just put on the cape, carry the cane. They just stepped all over South Carolina. So don't sleep on Vandy. But my favorite story was Theo Vaughn, who's the very famous podcaster, is, I guess, friends with Pavia, and made a bet with Diego Pavia that he would get a date with his mom if Vanderbilt beat South Carolina. And here they are talking about it on the sidelines.
The way that I understand this story is that, maybe just give me a nod if this is okay. Diego Pavia wins this game. He promised you he would set you up with a date with his mom. Okay, there we go.
My goal is I would like to marry a nurse one day, so that's why I think smart.
I would like to marry a nurse one day. I love Theo Vaughn's very funny. But, gets to now get on a date with, and by the way, Diego Pavia's mom, she's something, man. She's a beautiful woman. She's a nurse. She's a good-looking lady, too.
Yeah, I saw her picture.
Nice sponge bath.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Wow. A nice sponge bath from Diego Pavia's mom. There's a podcast name. So I can't in good faith ask you what player's mom anyone ever had a crush on, because that's ridiculous, and it would get Rob in all kinds of trouble. Let me ask you this then: what TV mom did you ever have a crush on?
Oh, Claire Huxtable, man. Shit.
Did you really? Felicia Rashad, Claire Huxtable?
In that blue dress?
Wow.
Hey, boy.
Wow. I'm very surprised by that. Claire Huxtable. Wow. Okay. Even as a young man, it was Claire Huxtable getting
Claire Huxtable by far.
She had it together, though. Like, she was a lawyer.
See her in that blue dress? When she put that blue dress on and that... Okay. I said, baby!
Oh,
Night and day. Yep.
I remember that. All right. Harp, what TV mom did you have a crush on? Was
probably, right there. Let me see. Claire was definitely one. TV mom. She was probably the one. That's definitely the first one that pops to my mind.
Okay.
Yeah, she was probably the one.
Okay, there you go. Everybody's going. I'm going to go more recent.
Uh-oh.
No, it's not bad. Because
Marge Simpson?
No. I never had a crush on Marge Simpson. But Julie Bowen in Modern Family.
Oh, Modern Family.
My goodness. Like, I mean, she's great anyway and fun, and she was like awesome in the Happy Gilmore movies and stuff. But she looked just incredible.
Well, if we're going to go that route, I'm going to take Sofia Vergara.
You're going Sofia Vergara? That's fine. That's fine. That mustard's a little too spicy for me, but that's fine. You know
I mean, heck, if we go on that route, I forgot about that.
I like the white bread.